What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Devslopes. In this video, we're going to be answering a ton of your guys' questions about the coding industry, about questions about code. A lot of these questions are going to be generally based on the myths in programming and a lot of and a lot of misconceptions that people have about the industry. So without further ado, let's get started. What is the best coding language? If we were to do a quick Google search, we would find this question everywhere with tons of different answers and tons of different languages. The true answer is this: there is no one size fits all when it comes to programming. Each programming languages have their own unique purposes, and all that matters is what field you're going to go down. So before you decide to pick a programming language, first ask yourself, what field do you even want to be in? Do you want to be a web developer? Do you want to be a backend developer? Do you want to be a game developer? Do you want to be an iOS or mobile app developer, cross-platform app developer? Do you want to work in AI, machine learning? There's so many options, and each options have their own unique set of programming languages that'll help get you where you want to be. For example, for web development, JavaScript is going to be the bread and butter in that industry. For iOS development, you're going to learn Swift, Android development, Kotlin, game development, C++, and so many more. This next question here: do I need to be good at math when it comes to programming? Now, this is a common myth when it comes to programming. There's this idea that you have to be the super whiz genius that knows like quantum theory and things just to become a programmer. I'm here to break that myth right now and tell you that you do not need a high level of understanding when it comes to math. In fact, we tell our students at Devslopes Academy, you basically need junior high level math. You need to be able to add, multiply, subtract, and divide. If you can't do that, you have more problems to worry about than learning how to code. So no, math really isn't a big deal when it comes to coding, or it's not as much of a big deal as people make it out to be. Now, there are some fields like AI, machine learning, for example, that yes, math is going to be much more important because you're dealing with much more complex systems. But those fields also require years and years of work. You need to probably go to school. You're probably going to have to go to university. And there's a lot more that goes on with those fields in fields like web development or iOS development. So I hope that answers that question. Should I learn game development? Now, talking about game development, this might be a tricky subject for a lot of people. The reality is there's only one reason why you should learn game development, and it's if you're a passionate about making games. See, you have to ask yourself before going into a field like game development, do I care more about having a job in tech, or do I care more about making games? And the reason for that is because getting a job in game development is a lot harder than people make it out to be. Game developers, specifically AAA game studios, are looking for people with high level of experience. And what they also want is a lot of C++ experience. And that's a very hard language to learn, and it's a very hard language to get really good at. Nobody really hires junior game developers, especially for AAA game studios. Indie game studios might be a little bit different. If you're looking to build mobile games, you might have better luck with those types of studios. But a lot of people are interested in building the big platform games, the AAA studio games, and that's where it's going to be a lot more difficult to land a job. So like I said before, ask yourself before getting into a field of game development, would I rather have a job in tech doing something like maybe web development? Or am I just passionate about games and this is my passion and this is what I have to do? The answer to that question will help guide you on what you need to do. Do I need a computer science degree to learn how to code? This is the question we get all the time. And the answer to that is no. A computer science degree does not really matter in the grand scheme of things when it comes to getting a job in programming. Now, yes, it does have a little bit of an added benefit. It shows people that you went to school. That's great. But what if you were able to show employers real work? Because in reality, that's all they care about. They care about your experience in actual programming, not school. So if you're able to showcase that you have real work in the industry via maybe freelance projects, show work that you were paid for, it's going to help you stand out way more than a computer science degree. Not even just that, if you're able to show that you can write clean and effective code and code that runs and code that works well within a team, codes that is manageable and scalable, that's all that they care about. So the answer to that is no, a computer science degree isn't going to be your gateway into a coding job. Now this question kind of bounces off the last one. Does a coding certificate help me get a job? Again, the answer to this is also no. And the reason for that is, in reality, employers don't really care for a piece of paper, especially if it's a certification from like a Udemy course. While these look good and flashy, they aren't really what matters. Employers just want to know that you can write clean and effective code. Employers want to see experience. So a piece of paper, just like a computer science degree, doesn't really matter. I work at a warehouse. How can I become a developer? This is a great question, and surprisingly, you're not the only person in these shoes. A lot of people are worried about, being in a previous industry and transitioning into coding, and that it might be a difficult and honestly impossible task for them. I'm here to provide you with some relief. Whatever field you are in, whatever industry you are in, you can always transition into a field like programming. Because programming isn't as complex as people make it out to be. All you have to have is the ability to learn a new skill and the ability to solve problems. Now, I'm not saying that coding is easy, don't get me wrong, it's very challenging, but the path is pretty straightforward and simple, and you don't have to be some super whiz in order to become a developer. Now, if you're looking to get into fields like AI and machine learning, yes, you're gonna need different levels of education. You're probably gonna need more math education. You're probably gonna have to attend a university. We kind of talked about that earlier. But if you're just looking into getting a career in tech and in a field of programming, you do not need to be some super whiz in order to get there. Whether you're a warehouse worker, construction worker, barber, truck driver, whatever it might be, you can get a job in programming. Is AI going to take my programming job? Absolutely. The answer to this question is no. Now, while AI is making a lot of advancements and it's growing at a rapid rate, AI is not going to replace programmers. But AI doesn't have the ability to think creatively like us humans do. In fact, in recent videos, I'll leave a link to one below, we even asked ChatGPT if it's going to replace programmers. And it even gave us the same answer of no. Because AI still needs humans to help write code. In fact, if you even try to get ChatGPT to help write your code for now, odds are it's gonna fail. So don't be discouraged when it comes to AI. Look at it as a tool to add to your tool belt, because that's what's gonna be important. Because AI is the future, and you need to be able to adapt to the industry. How to center a div? I don't know. How long does it take to see progress when I'm learning how to code? Honestly, you should start to see progress immediately right out of the gate. The best way to see progress in coding is by building actual projects. Instead of just following a course or following a curriculum, by building something, you're gonna get that immediate satisfaction because you created something from scratch. Project-based learning is the best way to learn how to code because you get the satisfaction of building something and you get to learn a lot as you go. And it's a lot different of an experience than watching a coding tutorial. So if you want that immediate gratification of solving something or building something, start building projects because that's how you can start seeing your progress in coding. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope we covered a lot of your guys' questions and I can't wait to get more of them. Leave comments down below on what you guys think and any more questions you may have, and we'll be sure to make more videos like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Follow for more. Peace.